Cameron, can you believe it? It's week 8.
I know. What?
The sporting is just flying by.
It's week 8 out of how many weeks of NFL action in the regular season?
12?
And
14.
add 4 to 12.
16.
Oh, dude.
Nailed
Well,
it.
technically, there are 17 weeks of NFL action
correct.
because...
Everybody
every
plays
team
16 games because
Right.
everyone gets a bye.
I just didn't want to get technical on you.
All right.
Yeah.
You knew that, though, right, man?
For some reason, when he said that, I did think of 16.
Well,
I don't know
each
why.
team plays 16 games in the
Yeah.
regular season, but there are 17 weeks because every team gets a bye week.
That's why to extend it
Naturally,
out.
that's-
Extend it.
And what is a bye week, Cameron?
When everyone makes out with each other.
That is when they do not play.
There you go.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a week off.
Will they make out?
All right, so it's time for Ravey's Fantasy Update. We have a league this year, which is made up of all Woody Show listeners, and then Ravey's team.
That's
Team
right.
Burbank Ballers. So she's going to give us an update on how that league is going, and then she's going to get into some questions from everybody. So if you got a question about what to do with your fantasy team, hit us up on the text over to 22987. That's 22987. Or always feel free to hit up Ravey with your questions on Twitter directly to her Twitter at Ravels, RAVELS. And then we'll get the lock of the week, which has been kind of a tricky thing for Ravey here.
Rough.
Which I'm sure we're getting into. Ravey, what's happening this week?
Well, welcome, Fantasy Freaks, to Week 8. But before we look ahead, we have to look back to Week 7 when Team Burbank Ballers went against multiple scoregasms in a big battle to try and take over second place. And for the second week in a row, Team Burbank Ballers got an A+ from Yahoo Rep.
Yahoo!
Now, we already mentioned last Thursday night, the Denver defense got me an unheard of 32 points. Now, we also had fantastic performances from Saquon Barkley and our quarterback, who is Greg.
Manning.
No. Patrick Mahomes. You got that. You got that right.
I
He
got
did
it
not.
wrong.
He said Steve Young.
No, I said Manning.
Oh, he said Manning.
Oh, that's right.
Somebody said
Mahomes.
Steve Young. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I said Steve Young, but I was going to say Mahomes right now. Let me answer these questions.
The second time around.
But believe it or not, you guys, subpar performances too.
No.
Corey Clement, you dick, projected to get 10, got 4. Jordan Reed, projected to get 11, got 6. Meanwhile, on Scoregasms, Todd Gurley popping off. A Cleveland tight end got him 15 points. A Cleveland tight end? I never even heard of this dude. And then he inserted, first of all, the Colts defense, which got him 19 points. When it was all said and done, Burbank Ballers loses by 4. Lost by 4.
Wow.
Our kicker, Harrison Butker. First of all, Butker. He missed a 50-yard field goal that could have made the difference. Could have. But like I said, Corey Clement sucked. Jordan Reed sucked. But much like Chumbawamba, I get knocked down. I'll get back up again.
Yeah, you will.
Ballers will rise because the Ballers fell to 5th place in the league.
Oh, man.
Speaking of rising, that lucky win by multiple scoregasms now puts him in first place in the league, followed by Joe Buck Yourself and Cleats and Cleavage. They are the 5-2 teams. Ballers and Your Mom's a Whore, Crux, are now 4-3. Congrats, RG Three-Way got their second win of the season, but they're still dead last in 12th. Sorry, buddy. Now we're on to Week 8, where Team Burbank Ballers is taking on the Valerian Steelers, one of the 3-4 teams. Be prepared to be 3-5.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm hoping my defensive genius mind keeps on working because fresh insertion. Ladies and gentlemen, I've inserted the 49ers defense going against the Cardinals. Yay!
What?
We'll see. We'll see.
Cardinals suck.
The Cardinals suck. The Cardinals were the team Denver was playing to get the 32. I'll take half of that.
Look, the 49ers appreciate any kind of, like,
Love.
good vibes or support.
They're
or
in. They're in. Okay?
positive energy going their way.
See, multiple scoregasms lucked out. We just talked about bye weeks, did we not? If James Conner's not on the bye last week, that's a running away victory for Burbank Ballers. Buddy was on the bye. Now he's off the bye, and he's back in. Also, Doug Baldwin, back in off the bye. You're in. Corey Clement, you sucked. You're out. And because of my Clement rage, we are welcoming a new member to Team Burbank Ballers. Ooh. Randy the Cam Man will be very happy to know that I have selected Packers wide receiver Randall Cobb job. You're in.
Randall.
Clement, you're out.
Come on.
Out and dropped. Out and dropped. Anybody in the
Dropped
league
him?
wants to pick him up, pick him up. Because I don't care. Right now, Burbank Ballers projected to win 140 to 127. But you know about those projections. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. All right, let's take some questions.
Questions from the plebes.
Now, this happened yesterday on Facebook, you guys. Woody Show on Facebook. George wrote yesterday, Ravey, I'm planning to bench Deshaun Watson tonight in favor of C.J. Beathard on Sunday. And I wrote, because you actively want to lose your fantasy match, question mark? And he said, no, he was trying to win his fantasy matchup this week. So I said, well, if that is the case, then you stick with Watson. Well, hopefully Gorgeous George took that advice. Only 5 touchdown passes last night for Watson. He's worth 38 points in the Yahoo leagues. You're welcome, George. You're welcome. Hopefully you took that advice. From the 510, Ravey, I'm being offered Adam Thielen for Alvin Kamara. Would you do that deal? That is a pretty much straight up fair swap. A kick-ass wide receiver for a kick-ass running back. So where's your need? Do you have kick-ass running backs backing up Alvin Kamara that you could just let one go and have a kick-ass wide receiver? Also keep in mind, you guys, the Saints have had the bye. The Vikings have not. So could your team survive Adam Thielen and Alvin Kamara not playing? Think about that. Think about it.
Consider it. Here's a question on the text rate from the 310. Which 2 quarterbacks should I start? Andy Dalton, Mitch Trubisky, or Russell Wilson?
Ooh, those are all tasty, tasty matchups. You know what? Somebody asked me a question about Andy Dalton on Twitter. RyeGuy44 said, Ravey, you suck. Brady was way better than Dalton last week. Would you still start Dalton this week? I feel great about Dalton going against the Buccaneers. If you can't get it together against the Buccaneers defense, then you shouldn't be in this league. You should be benched. So I feel good about Dalton, and I also feel really good about Russell Wilson at the Lions, indoors, running around. Doug Baldwin is back. I also feel good about Trubisky. He's home against the Jets.
Feel good about all of them.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Those are all quality starts. You know what? I'm saying Dalton and Wilson. Go for it.
All right. That was her initial instinct, so.
That's my instinct. Saying go for it. This is also from Twitter. Matthew9990. Hey, Ravey, how's it feel knowing that my boy Baker Mayfield is going to own your Steelers this week? I'm
damn.
starting him.
Is that a fantasy question?
Well, it was kind of a fantasy humble brag maybe, but I hit him back saying, Matthew, how does it feel knowing that you're going to lose your fantasy matchup because Mayfield should be out? The Steelers have kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit figured out defense. They held the Falcons and the Bengals to under 20, like 21 points and under.
Yeah.
All right.
Baker Mayfield, I think, is going to have a hard time on Sunday, which brings me to my lock of the week, Woody.
Lock of the week.
Oh, God.
Woody's going to hate the hell out of this.
God. Don't do it.
I have been struggling with the lock of the week. Struggling. Last week, Jacksonville sucked.
Don't pull that negative energy into
I have a prediction.
my weekend.
I'm putting it in your weekend, Woody.
Oh.
I feel great about the Steelers' chances against the Doo-Doo Browns on Sunday.
You're done. You're done, Woody. Might as well not even watch.
So not only is it overconfidence, it's a division matchup.
A lock.
Yes, I feel good about it. I thought about the Patriots over the Bills, which is a great lock, too.
Yeah.
Lock the Patriots, but I'm saying the Steelers have figured it out, and the Doo-Doos are back to doo-dooing it. Steelers is my lock of the week, Woody. Mark it.
Here's Ravey's fantasy update, everybody.
Very exciting.
If you have any questions about what to do, although she's not showing a lot of wisdom right now, you can hit her up on Twitter directly at Ravels, R-A-V-E-L-S. That's R-A-V-E-L-S. All right, week 8. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Steelers.
Please let Ravey be wrong.
What do you mean? I
know,
just locked the Steelers.
No, I know. But I'm saying, like, I need you to learn a lesson about this overconfidence.
You would sacrifice the Steelers win just so I learn a lesson?
No.
What the hell's wrong with
No, not against the Browns either.
I'm in a weird vortex right now. I don't
Yeah.
you? Me too.
I want her to be right.
I don't need to learn a lesson.
No, I want her to be right.
Maximum right.
But her overconfidence screws us every single time. You guys have
Because
all
I'm on
witnessed
the
it.
field
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing it.